Welcome back. As we reported earlier in the show, on November 6th, U.S. President Barack Obama will be in India meeting with Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and various other ministers. It's considered a historic visit, and there's a lot of speculation as to what will be on the agenda. Earlier, G.A. Easwar, the publisher of Desi News and now a new magazine, Canada-bound Immigrant, joined me in our studios to talk about Obama's visit and the significance behind it. Here's that interview. Now, Obama, we know, is going to be visiting India on Saturday. He's going to be there for a few days. A lot of people are saying this is a crucial visit. It's an important visit. When we look at India-U.S. relations, we kind of, I think in this case, this visit may focus on three things. One might be on the nuclear side, military ties, the defense side, and then outsourcing. So I want to kind of touch on those three things. Let's talk about India and its nuclear relationship with the United States. What do you think India is going to want to get out of this with the Obama visit?
Just this morning, President Obama issued a statement in Washington while he was getting all the bad news from the midterm polls that because of India's involvement in dual use of technology, which is a euphemism for use of nuclear technology for both military purposes as well as for peaceful purposes. And India has always maintained that it is a responsible nation and it can use nuclear technology for both. But US sees that as a deterrent. And India has been canvassing with the US for a very long time to get a permanent membership in the United Nations Security Council.
Yes, that's right.
And there has been a bargaining war going on between India and the United States. And President Obama this morning mentioned that it's not possible that India could have a dual use clause in the nuclear agreement, and at the same time expect the United States to support India in its quest for a Security Council membership. Now, all of this could just be talk before the actual visit happens.
Right.
The reality, Angie, is that Obama needs to escape from Washington, and also the Indian government is also looking for an escape at this point in time. They've had this Commonwealth Games fiasco. The games themselves went off fine, but there's been a huge sleaze and corruption scandal that's been plaguing the Indian government, and a probe is on right now, and they want to take the focus away from that. Lately, there's been a big scam in Bombay where two former chiefs of army and admirals and many ministers have been involved in a housing society scam where millions of dollars are involved, where they got paid off towards getting houses that were actually meant for war widows of Kargil. So Indian government wants to get away from it.
So they want to sort of put the focus on, we've got some dignitary visiting here, let's kind of focus.
But to answer your question, I don't think this visit is going to focus either on nuclear or on the nuclear deals between the two countries or on outsourcing. They are not the real issues.
So then where are the two leaders, what are they going to be talking about then?
I suspect, you know what happened just few weeks before the president's visit, Indian government sent 3 interlocutors to Kashmir.
Yes.
And those 3 interlocutors have been talking about Azadi, freedom. And this is for the first time that a government-sponsored interlocutors have been talking about greater openness in Kashmir. I suspect that when the president arrives in India, Indian Prime Minister and the US President will have some interesting announcement to make on Kashmir. And that could be Obama's way of justifying his Nobel Peace Prize. It could be something that is in the works, and there's already been pre-planned, because otherwise it makes no sense for government of India to send interlocutors into Kashmir. And those 3 have been speaking very openly to the media, and they've been talking about giving greater autonomy to Kashmir.
So, well, then of course that's something we're going to keep an eye on as that unfolds. But then, if we're not looking necessarily at the focus on defense or outsourcing, what would you say then is the impression among Indians with Obama coming to visit India?
Oh, the optics are not very good. Indians are asking, why is the US President coming during the Diwali weekend? And would the US President entertain a foreign head of state on a Christmas day? Surely he won't. And surely, if it is not a lack of sensitivity, then it is clearly a very bad oversight on the part of the planners. And I think the Indian government has been quietly been trying to move the dates around, but they were unable to do so.
Okay.
And also the fact that press reports Maharashtra state officials in Bombay, where he's going to land in Mumbai first, and they're saying that $200 million are going to be spent per day on, that's the tab that the US taxpayers are going to pick up per day for his visit to Mumbai. They booked the entire Taj Mahal hotel, all 570 rooms, and it is just a symbolic visit because he wants to support India, the aftermath of the 26/11 terrorist attacks.
Well, yeah, and it's very interesting that you say that. And he's there for about 3 or 4 days, so obviously that's going to be a hefty bill.
So here comes a lame duck president, and a superhero downsized to a lame duck status right now. And he is the president of a country that's in great economic trouble, in financial trouble. And they're willing to throw $200 million per day. So Indians are asking, hey, what's happening? Why is this happening? The optics are not good, especially in the Diwali weekend.
Well, then we'll just have to kind of see whether or not, one, as you say, whether or not Kashmir is going to be a big announcement that's going to come forward with the U.S. giving it support, and taking a look at what India's impression is.
Presidential visits are always about optics.
Right.
And the optics in this is, I don't think it's about nuclear disarmament or about nuclear deals, because that's an unresolvable issue. And similarly with outsourcing, India wants to have outsourcing business for themselves. The U.S. Taxpayers don't want. So those are issues that cannot be resolved at the level of heads of state.
Right. Well, then we'll just have to see how they play themselves out. So I mean, it'll be very interesting, and we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll probably be chatting with you more about it as that visit goes on. Easwar, I appreciate you taking the time and to sort of lay out your views and the views of others to us today. Appreciate you coming into the studio.
Thank you.